merchants who use AI will win, while those who don't will fall behind. Great, that's clear. We can all go home, right? Today we're going to talk about how AI can help you sell more, how it can improve your customer experience, and how it can run your business more efficiently. Now, I'm sure all of you here are super excited to sit down and listen to a bona fide AI genius, someone who breathes tech jargon, someone who dreams of new AI apps in their sleep. Let me tell you, that is not me. My name is Nigel. As you know, I'm an account manager. While I have a lot of experience with AI, I'm definitely not the most technical person on our team. So why am I doing this talk? That is a great question. But first, tell me if this sounds familiar. You have someone in your network or on your team who really is an AI genius. They have a true passion for the industry and able to absorb vast amounts of information with relative ease. And naturally, they want to share that, information with you. And when they do, they bring genuine enthusiasm and zeal to the conversation. In their excitement, they tell you a myriad of facts and functional details with such rapid-fire vernacular that it boggles the mind. And I don't know about you, but despite my best efforts, this is often the face they get in return. But it's not all bad. I've noticed that, like me, many of our partners also don't come from a technical background. And because I need to simplify the application of technology for myself, it means I can also do it for them, which is what I'm going to aim to do for you here today. I think the one thing that we can agree on collectively is that AI is advancing faster than we can all keep track of. I did a podcast episode a month ago where I had a joke. It was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with an AI mattress. Well, the pace with which AI is permeating every aspect of our lives prompted me to ask the founders of our company, how the hell are we supposed to keep up? Their answer helped shape my perspective on AI and how we can do it more efficiently. Now, funnily enough, their philosophy doesn't start with the tech. It starts with the problem. Rather than chase every new piece of AI that pops up or whatever happens to be popular at a given moment, their philosophy is to first understand the areas of our business that will benefit most. And then we try and get as specific as we can with what we're going to do to solve it. And then, of course, lastly, implement it. So as I said before we talk about AI solutions, I want to talk about how to identify what I call cost centers. These are areas in your business where resources are draining away, not necessarily due to bad planning or poor management, but due to sheer volume or repetitiveness. The best way to locate a resource drain is to stop focusing on what seems difficult and start paying attention to what happens most often. So there are multiple examples of a cost center that can impact revenue, but today I want to talk about search. So if a customer arrives on your site and happens to type in exactly what's in the product description, it's all good. No problem. The issue here is when customers arrive on your site and search for products without using the specific names of the product. If you don't have advanced search tools in place, this will more than likely mean the customer gets a 0 results return on their search. The cost center is created when you, as the merchandisers, then have to go and review all those 0 result searches. You have to identify the correct terms and then put them in your product description so that people can then find your products afterwards. The AI solution to this is to automate that tedious and repetitive task. With semantic intent mapping, the AI is able to understand what you're trying to say in your search or what you're looking for. For example, I'll meet some guy out at a pub or something. He's got amazing red shoes. He tells me they're called Royal Flame. Great, awesome. I get back home. I remember half of it. So I type in, red fire. But because of the semantic intent mapping, it understands what I'm looking for and it shows me the product that I'm actually after. So it eliminates that zero result search. It also helps with automated merchandising, which means it can prioritize your inventory, which might be applicable for some people who have products that expire. So, for example, if you have a date on your product that it needs to sell by, or if you have specific areas in your warehouse that you need to clear up, you can set rules in your e-commerce platform without having to go back and re-tag or edit the products so they show up where you want them to show up in your search. So all of this helps you gain time, and it turns your search bar into a 24/7 conversion tool. All right, switch gears to the customer experience. So you've implemented search solutions, your sales have gone up, but so have the number of your returns. So you hire more customer support team. Problem is, each member of that support team is only seeing the tickets that they work on. They're staffed by manual process, 20 returns for the exact same reason without ever flagging the core issue. And these repetitive returns are an enormous drain. You lose the margin, you pay two-way shipping, you lose customer trust, all because the system can classify that 30% of all these returns are having the exact same problem. The core issue is that human staff process returns individually, missing the systemic error. The AI, you're able to classify and connect scattered data into one actual insight. So first we do aggregating the data. Instead of relying on basic human tags like wrong size, the AI uses natural language processing to understand what the customer's saying in their return. So some people might say it's a size too small. Other people might say it's tight in the arms, so on. But because it understands what's actually happening, it can consistently call the return or give a reason to the return as undersized for SKU X. And then it flags that 30% of the returns are the same thing. So now you have a clear insight into what's happening. And once that data has been aggregated into actual insight, it can suggest fixes. So it can look at the description in the product. It can suggest changes. So instead of regular fit, call it a slim fit. Maybe put a tag underneath the product says upgrade or buy one size larger for the correct fit. So it allows you to be a lot more proactive at rooting out the core issue. And as you're able to do that, you're able to save money on shipping, increase revenue, and most importantly, you regain that customer trust. Now, it's not a conference until someone starts talking about admin, right? I don't think there's a single business here that doesn't fall victim to becoming inundated in admin tasks at one point or another. And in this example of a cost center, we're going to look at inventory reconciliation. So when you're small, working out of your home or you're a small business, you have one person manually checks the physical products versus what you have listed online. No big deal. As you scale, some people here I know have massive warehouses, I'm sure. That's reconciliation can take hours. Goes from one person to two people, maybe a whole team, just making sure that what you have in stock actually matches what you have online. So AI-driven solutions can fix this with varying degrees of sophistication. Obviously, the first step is automated classification and reporting. Instead of one person manually comparing massive spreadsheets, the AI can continuously compare these running on an hourly or daily schedule. And it'll generate reports like matched, so no intervention needed. We give you a minor discrepancy where you have maybe a few products that are out of line. Issues a ticket to the warehouse, low priority. And then critical discrepancy. You have a lot of products that are misaligned. Sends a ticket to the operations manager and it's flagged SKU 412. Temporarily hide it. So make sure you're not selling stuff you don't have. So how do you find all these great AI solutions? Now, I'm sure a lot of you here are already using chat and Gemini and all this kind of stuff for your research rather than standard Google searches or old school methods. And this may be new to some of you, but maybe not. So I wanted to touch on this because it's important. So you get hyper-focused in your search these days. You understand limitations, or ask it to tell you the limitations, what you're looking for, and also look for what you may be missing. So those who are familiar with prompting, getting specific is nothing new. Imagine you're looking for a tool that can help write product descriptions. When you ask AI for AI writing tools, this is kind of what you get. This is helpful, sure, yeah. But it's going to leave you with a lot of homework. If you get more specific, for example, a tool that can help write product descriptions for online supplement stores based in the US, this is what you get. Now, which one of these do you guys think will be much more helpful? Now, it's important to ask the LLM how the limitations, because when you ask it how AI can solve a problem, it's going to default to giving you the most optimistic and feasible answer, kind of like your best friend. But the most optimistic answer often ignores the real-world friction, the complexity, the cost, the human element. So when you ask an LLM, what are the limitations? It'll give you the hidden costs or the actual costs. It'll reveal integration hurdles, and this is especially important if you want your solution to be able to talk to multiple systems at the same time. And it could also give you some insight on other companies, other teams, other people that have used this software, and it'll pinpoint some real clear pain points that you can then be prepared for. Now, the other side of this is to check your own backyard. And this was kind of surprising to me when I started looking into this. So when you go home or back to your office today, do yourselves a favor. Create a list of all the software you're using, Slack, Grammarly, G Suite, Microsoft 365, and ask an LLM, what are the AI capabilities in these solutions? The capacities of what some of these can do might surprise you. For example, who here knew Grammarly could write product descriptions? Now, rather than give you another hypothetical example, I got special permission from Magebit to highlight an AI solution that we implemented in-house. So do we have any HR people here? No? Okay. Team leaders? Yeah, okay, a couple. Perfect. So how much time do you spend answering questions that your team should hypothetically be able to find in their contracts or the company documentation, that kind of stuff? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Antoinette. Yeah. So unfortunately, at Magebit, we were not any better at leaving our HR team alone. So as you can guess, we developed a Slack app to fix one of our cost centers, where repetitive questions submitted to our HR team and other managerial teams translated into repetitive research, meetings, and all this ate away at our productivity and the focus of our teams. And when we decided to fix this, we did what we highlighted earlier. We looked at the solutions that were out there and what was already in our backyard, what was already in our wheelhouse. And if anyone is looking to implement something similar to this, you should know there's great solutions on the market out there. Ultimately, we decided to build our own app. I think I just got a 5-minute warning. Is that what that was, John? Okay, perfect. Go real fast now. Hang on. So we decided to build the app because we wanted to have it be able to communicate with a lot of different software that we use at Magebit. And we realized that anything that was available online was going to require a lot of work anyway. Second reason we wanted to build the app is because we wanted an unfair advantage. We wanted our teams to be able to practice AI, and we wanted to own the technology. Now, it's true. This app has helped us a lot. It gives us a lot of flexibility, helps save on time. Fortunately, it cannot do everything. Now, if we distill what we covered here today by looking at a single metric, it would be our total product price. And you're going to see that when you look at product price or product price with AI, the main shift happens between labor and profit. Now, I know a lot of you may be hesitant to adopt AI to protect employment, but that is the main kind of talking point we see in society these days. But I have to ask, what happens if you choose not to adopt AI to protect employment and your competitors do? And they start benefiting from this. Either they're going to be able to reduce their product price or increase their profits, both of which are not great for your company. How long is that protection of employment going to last? The one message I hope you take away from this talk is that AI should not be seen as a replacement to your team to increase profits in the short term. It should be seen as a resource that will allow you to stay competitive with the team you have right now. With AI, we can be more proactive and less reactive, spend more time on creativity rather than mundane tasks, or we can be more decisive rather than hesitant in the face of data. I hope this talk has given you some confidence and insight into how to adopt AI into your business. And even if you think the issues in your business are unique and niche, don't let that hold you back, because there's probably an AI for that. Thank you.